Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back. I think we're going to see a couple of short clips here from Jen Psaki. For those who don't know, she is the voice of the president's press secretary, and that's President Biden, of course. And I've never seen somebody talk so much, is as highly educated as she is, and yet says absolutely nothing. It's amazing to me. Let's watch a couple of clips and then we'll comment here.
And just kind of taking a step back, there's some Republicans who have taken this moment where they've seen gas prices spike to criticize sort of the administration big picture, right? Canceling Keystone Pipeline, halting leases for new drilling leases on federal land, saying that sort of the administration's policies writ large have contributed to the rise in gas prices. What's your response now to that?
Our response is that one, we haven't canceled their existing leases that are continuing. Just to be clear, I know you know that. Not new leases, but just to be clear, I know that's been a criticism, so that's why I said that, not an accurate one.
Oh, God forbid. Oh, you're not being critical. You're part of the DNC press corps. I'm not saying it was you. I'm just trying to be clear. Because all we want here is people that agree with us because we live in a bubble. What are you doing for this? What are you doing for that?
Look, our view is that the rise in gas prices over the long term makes an even stronger case for doubling down our investment and our focus on clean energy options.
It's just amazing to me. Double down our focus on clean energy options. Meanwhile, in the new climate accords, the meeting they had, guess who opted out? China and India. Isn't that interesting? The two biggest polluters in the world by far. Way more than the United States. In fact, our carbon emissions has gone down in the last 4 or 5 years. And a lot of that is due to conservation too. It's not alternate sources because these electric cars and other things, they run on electricity that's produced in coal burning plants. Guys are morons. Because of natural gas. Natural gas has been opened up for drilling and fracking, and they're using that instead of coal, which leaves a lot smaller carbon footprint. It's just amazing to me. Let's see. We screwed you people in America, and now gas prices are out of control and continue to go higher. But now this makes it a golden opportunity after we screwed you to get new green energy sources. And guess who'll be footing the bill for that? The American taxpayer. It's amazing to me. They cause a problem, and then when they try to fix it, they'll take credit for it. It's amazing.
The real risk on inflation is inaction, but so far this week we haven't seen any action from the administration on gas prices. The president in Europe said, we would see action sooner rather than later. On Wednesday, that it was his top priority. So is he going to tap the SPR, ease biofuel blending requirements, ban crude exports? And if the answer is you still haven't kind of decided on any of this, what is the message to Americans headed into Thanksgiving, where everybody will be driving to see their family and friends, that you think the current prices are acceptable?
We certainly don't think that. The message to America...
No, we don't think that current gas prices are acceptable. But yet, just a few seconds ago, you were saying it's a golden opportunity. You created this problem. You created it. It's amazing to me how clueless they are. It's like somebody fooling around with matches. And then when the fire starts and the building is burning down, you get credit for putting the fire out. You people are crazy.
Is that we're not just closely and directly monitoring the situation, which of course we've been doing, but we're looking at every tool in our arsenal. You mentioned
we've been closely monitoring the situation, and we're using every tool in our toolbox. If I hear we're going to use the tool in the toolbox one more time, I'm going to scream. We're closely monitoring it. What? You put a middle school student in front of a computer, and then You looked up online the average gas prices in the major cities. That's you're looking close. What are you looking closely at? What's to look at? The prices are up. Duh. And using every tool that's available to us. You've done nothing. Again, she says nothing.
Some of them. Well, I don't have anything to preview today.
But I don't have anything to preview today, but we've got a lot of tools in our toolbox. Really? Oh, my God. We got 3 more years of this, even without Biden.
Plan to bring up the COVID-19 origins with President Xi, given he has said that China has been blocking investigators from getting access to information that's critical to that?
That is
Oh, you're going to ask the Chinese president, premier, whatever he's called, when Biden talks to him about why they're not letting the investigators find out where the COVID virus came from. Well, here's the Chinese premier. Mr. President Biden, you keep breaking my butt. I'm going to stop payment on those checks your son is getting. And what I mean is the $50,000 to $70,000 per painting. Hey, I just thought of an idea. A little off topic, but instead of giving all this money to illegals, why don't we just give them 100 paintings and they can sell them on the open market? There you go. Problem solved. Hunter, get painting. Get your Bob Ross afro on and get to work.
the remaining concern, and there will be a broad range of topics that will be discussed, and the president's certainly not going to hold back on areas where he has concern. Again, I would point you to the fact that we'll do this preview call on Sunday where they'll talk in more detail. It's Monday evening, so I would not expect a press conference that later after the call, given the time difference.
I wouldn't expect a press conference. That's the last thing I want to do is answer a whole bunch of questions. What the hell do you think this is, the press room? Amazing to me.
1 in 4 Americans, according to a new survey, have experienced some kind of loss of income as a result of higher prices. The president has expressed concern about this. I know that you are working on different fronts to address this, but I mean, how urgent is it, and how, is there any sort of specific concern that this is going to affect not just political outcomes, but just the overall economy?
Sure. I mean, they can't figure out what question to ask. Is the president doing anything as far as what? The building's on fire. Well, we're going to look into it, and we're going to use all the tools in our toolbox to make sure that everybody in the building here dies. I'm so relieved. I mean, they're asking such softball questions. Is the president is concerned because millions are out of work and inflation is the highest it's been in over 30 years? We're monitoring the situation closely. These people are so bad. They are so bad. Either they're highly educated idiots, or there's no question you can answer, because the answer they can't say. Well, the fact of the matter is, we'll ask the president. No, who's the president? A bunch of nameless, faceless bureaucrats. They're pushing the policy. It's like a weird version of Weekend at Bernie's.
Well, Andrea, first let me say that, a lot of the talk about inflation, I'm not saying from you, but in general out there.
A lot of the talk about inflation and the criticism, I'm not saying from you, of course, because you are an employee of the DNC, at least indirectly. And you would never criticize us, of course. It's not you. It's those evil Republicans. Everybody in the room here knows you can't criticize the president. Can't do that. Or you don't get to ask questions anymore, like what's his favorite flavor of ice cream, and how many times a week does he ride his bike? Those kind of earth-shattering things the American people need to know.
Has been, it's become a political cudgel, and it shouldn't be.
It's become a political cudgel, and it shouldn't be. Are you kidding me? These guys are experts at pounding over their political enemies in the head with absolutely nothing. from Charlottesville all the way through the January 6th riot. Every single thing. These moronic press corps people and their mainstream media channels they're on went on for almost a week about two things. One, Trump gets an extra scoop of ice cream for dinner where everybody else gets one, he gets two. And number two is he made fools out of the American people by dumping all the fish food at once when he was standing on the railing with the Prime Minister of Japan. Well, the reality was the Prime Minister dumped his food in, so Trump just followed. A cudgel? Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? How is this even possible? Is this some kind of Saturday Night Live skit that was poorly written? Is this like the TV version of Babylon Bee or the Old Onion? Remember them? I shake my head in awe and wonder. And the weird part is she thinks that she's doing a marvelous job of communicating all the things that the Biden administration is doing for the American people. Yeah, I can't give any right now, but it's in our toolbox. You know, I'd say something, but I promise people I'd clean up the language. And here's the other thing. I don't know why that most of the press corps in this room here, especially this year, they all must be on suicide watch. All of them. How can you possibly sit through press conference after press conference after press conference after press conference and walk away with nothing? I mean, they're all blow their brains out. It's insane. I'll bet you money. If they could answer this question and do it anonymously and fill out the form, put it in the box there at the White House, put it in the slot secretly, when it comes to being a White House correspondent, was your job better and easier as Trump is president, or as easier and better when Joe Biden is president? Because these people don't have anything to write. It's amazing to me. We're closely looking at the situation. Oh, okay, well, I feel so much better now. Saying a lot. Talking a lot. Over and over, but yet really saying nothing. Good Lord. 3 more years of this. That's no wonder the suicide rate in the U.S. is going higher. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.